Hey friends, Alvis here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to farm specific unique items. Now in my case, I'm playing on the Druid. Now if you're like me and probably most Druids in the game, you might have found yourself in a situation like this, where you're finding lots of barbarian weapons. Now let's just get this out of the way. The loot table on the Druid is currently bugged. You are sharing the weapon loot table with the barbarian. So the chances of finding the Crone staff significantly decrease because all these other items can drop at the same time, but we still can increase those odds. Now, by far the best way to find unique items are from the rewards from nightmare dungeons. That's the best way to find these items. What you need to know is that different monsters in the game have a higher chance of dropping certain items. So for example, if we're hunting the Crone staff, I can tell you that goatmen have a significantly higher chance of dropping two-handed staffs. And the way the loot works is when an item drops, it has a chance of upgrading to the next tier. Now, there are 4 dungeons that I've found that have goatmen in them, but only one of them is a nightmare dungeon. And it's really easy to find on the map. You just got to look for this empty circle and go up. And this is it here, Champion's Demise. So you're going to have to farm the Nightmare Sigil keys to be able to do this dungeon over and over again because you want that awesome reward at the end. Here's a little tip. If you just want to farm normal dungeons with goatmen in them, at the end of it, you want to use your emote key and press leave dungeon, teleport to town, sell your gear, and by the time you go back through that teleporter, the dungeon will be reset. So you got to leave the dungeon first. Now let's talk about Tempest Roar. Well, what I can tell you is that cultists have a significantly higher chance of dropping helms. Once again, there are several dungeons in the game that have cultists in them, but if you're looking for the nightmare dungeon, remember to get that reward at the end, we've got this dungeon here, very conveniently named the Cultist Refuge. Now what's cool about the cultists is that they have a higher chance of dropping daggers and helms. Now daggers are used on the rogue, so they do not drop as frequently on the druid. In other words, if you're really trying to find Tempest Roar, the Cultist Refuge is going to be phenomenal for you to be able to find it. If you're going to be farming these items, it's going to be significantly quicker if you can play in a group. Now, you do not have to worry about the item dropping and you not being there to pick it up. If for some reason it drops for your friend on the other side of the map, it'll actually get put as a little notification the next time you go back to your stash. It'll pick the item up for you and you can grab it that way. Now, what I'm going to do is leave a list of all the monsters and the items that they are more likely to drop in a comment pinned at the bottom of this video. I'm going to leave you with one last tip though. If you're like me, I'm currently trying to find a better base yellow helmet for my character. We can use this technique for yellow items as well. So in this particular case, I'd need to be farming cultists. You will actually see how many more yellow items you will get of a specific type in your inventory when you're selling your gear. You'll have like twice as many helms just by doing this technique. So if you're looking for base yellow items, you want to apply this as well. Oh, and one last thing. If you spend the whole day farming these dungeons and you still do not find this item, keep in mind that the item is still very, very rare. I will find maybe 3 uniques in an entire session, so it's still pretty difficult, but your odds are going to go up significantly doing this technique. Yeah! Anyway, I've given you all something to do. Good luck on your hunting. See you in the next one. See you, friends.